Hello everyone, you're welcome to this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinoxe Television, live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. I am BABILA Jonathan. Cameroon facing security challenges in the north, in the south, in the east, in the west. This situation is being examined at the ongoing conference of governors that is ending today in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. And the Minister of Territorial Administration, Atanganji Paul, urges the governors to work and ensure that the elections expected to be organized this year, municipal, legislative, and perhaps regional elections, take place in all the parts of the country, as was the case with the presidential election, according to the government of the Republic of Cameroon. In this newscast, we shall equally talk about the situation in the two Anglophone regions of the country gradually returning to normalcy after 10 days of lockdown. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this edition of the 6 p.m. newscast on Equinoxe Television. Life is gradually returning to normalcy or near normalcy in the crisis-hit northwest and southwest regions of the country after a 10-day lockdown put in place or enforced by separatist fighters in Boya, Bamenda, Kumba, Limbe, and other parts of the two Anglophone regions of the country. After 10 days of complete lockdown in the two Anglophone regions of the country, some cabs could be seen on circulation today, as well as motorbikes and persons going about their activities. Some markets were equally opened, as well as shops, and activities were functioning, however, going on, however, half mask, as a result of the Anglophone crisis that has continued deepening over the years. And of course, the situation is gradually returning to normalcy in the Bamenda and Boya, and of course other parts of the two Anglophone regions of the country. And in the report coming up next, we tell you the story, the sad story, and of course the story of a woman displaced by the Anglophone crisis, and she's given birth to 4 premature babies in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, and she's demanding for aid from men and women of goodwill to meet up with the exorbitant hospital bills. Some men and women of goodwill have started rushing to her, notably the Association of Inhabitants of the BABILA division in the southwest region of the country. Innocent as he has more.
She is 20 years old and hails from Fontaine, Le BABILA division of the southwest region, hit by heavy armed battle. Now an internally displaced person, she is saved from a 6-month pregnancy by medical staff at the Yaoundé Gynaco-Obstetric and Pediatric Hospital. A premature delivery of 4 kids, thus quadruplets, all males. She is in tears for 2 reasons. First,
we know the situation of the southern Cameroon problem, so we left there in really critical conditions, not even taking a pain. Found ourselves in Yaoundé, nothing to eat, habitations, the thing is really difficult. No food, sometimes even through my pregnancy I was staying for days without eating, so it's really difficult.
And the second,
I want to thank the hospital, the director of the hospital first of all, for saving my life and saving the lives of the children too, and thanking them for helping us maybe publish the news for more helps to come. I really thank the general public and thank the medical staff too.
Thanks to God for the professionalism of the medical staff that she and her 4 premature babies were safely delivered.
Thank God Almighty for the gift. Even now as I speak, it's really difficult for me to really believe God blessed me with 4 kids.
But taking care of these quadruplets is more than costly. Reason why? This displaced couple pleads for help from persons of goodwill.
I'm begging those with goodwill, those with good heart, that God should touch their hearts for them to help us to see into our problem.
Les factures de l'hôpital.
We have huge unpaid hospital bills, and the kids have been kept in incubators. This is really demanding.
Du côté là, ce ne sera pas facile.
It is also thanks to philanthropist that she can at least smile.
It was but proper that we should come and assist her, especially seeing the stress she has gone through, seeing the difficulties, financial difficulties that she is inside.
It is her first delivery, and much help is still needed from persons of goodwill. Benefactors have begun chipping in what they have from a pure heart.
And the BABILA Cultural Association is urging all Cameroonians, all men and women of goodwill to rush and help this internally displaced person, the lady who has been delivered of a quadruplet set of 4 premature babies. In the following extract, take a listen to Joseph Fonkwe Fongang of the BABILA Cultural Association.
We are here representing an association, the Confederation of the BABILA Cultural Development Associations, which regroups all the associations in cultural associations in the BABILA. We are here in Yaoundé, and our motive is one mommy, one papa. It sounds like a play, but we mean that there should be total unity in the BABILA. Condoms should not act individually, and we try to do everything possible to unite ourselves, and we put our efforts together. We see how we can develop our culture, and we see how we can place our division first before anything else in the BABILA. And we think we should save human life. And even though things are so hard now, you see that people are spontaneously sacrificing a lot. But the important thing for us is not just the little we've contributed today. It is the appeal we are making to the public that they should come to the aid of this family. The worst thing in life is to see somebody in difficulties and you don't do something. No matter the little you give. Remember the widow's mite in the Bible. It is not so much the amount that matters, but the intention you have in giving what you can give.
A mixture of sadness and happiness, and all urged to put hands on deck in order to take away the sad part of the story that has to do with the fact that she and her husband were forced out of their homes by the Anglophone crisis, and they are now in Yaoundé seeking for help in order to take care of their 4 premature babies delivered in a very difficult situation as a result of the Anglophone crisis. The Minister of Territorial Administration, Atanganji Paul, has urged all the governors of the 10 regions of the country to work hard in ensuring that the upcoming elections, municipal, legislative, and perhaps regional elections take place in all administrative units. He was speaking to them during the ongoing conference of governors, the first for 2019. It is in this report compiled by Fomi Armstrong Sander.
To Minister Paul Atanganji of Territorial Administration, elections program in 2019 must take place in all the administrative units across Cameroon to give the country its true image of a stable and united country.
The ultimate goal is certainly to continue to give our Cameroon its true image of a stable, democratic, and united country.
Addressing the 10 regional governors in their first semester meeting for 2019, the minister dished out instructions to regional landlords to guard against those he qualified as troublemakers within the opposition, determined to defile authority.
En quête de notoriété, force doit rester à la loi.
Atanganji said under no circumstances will anarchy be allowed in the name of rights and duties. He further challenged governors to protect the country's territorial integrity and watch against attempts to jeopardize the peace and tranquility of the nation. to Adolphe Lele Lafrique of the Northwest region and Bernard Okalia Bilai of the Southwest region, Minister Paul Atangaji gave them firm instructions to crush separatists. Other government ministers also used the occasion to communicate their projects and perspectives. The Delegate General for National Security did an expose on the activities of his ministerial department to ensure the protection of people and their goods. Two other exposés came from the Minister of Public Works and his colleague of Public Service and Administrative Reforms.
In the report coming up next, we're going to take a look at the security challenges hitting Cameroon from the north to the south, east and west. From north to south, east to west, Cameroon is facing security challenges. For several years, the far north region has been under the threat of Boko Haram militants.
We have also a vigilant committee who come and accompany forces of law and defense.
Today, Far North Governor Mijiawa Bakari says the threat has been significantly reduced. However, the National Armed Forces and vigilante committees are keeping watch while development efforts are being enhanced, villages being reconstructed, and villagers returning to their homes. Down to the north region, the high risk of is a major problem.
Nous continuons à prendre des dispositions.
Governor Abate Edi tells us that measures have been taken to guard against any attack by kidnappers who take pleasure in asking for ransom. He qualifies hostage takers as lazy and dishonest people.
La vie, parce que c'est des paresseux. Au-delà des paresseux, mais en fait des malhonnêtes.
In the Adamawa region, security threats have been on the rise since the start of 2019.
On a parlé des actes d'enlèvement des biens des personnes.
Governor Kildadi Bukar highlights abductions, a phenomenon he adds has been persisting for more than 50 years as a result of the closeness of the region to three countries, Nigeria, Chad, and the Central African Republic.
Les bandits de tout Akabé viennent écumer notre région.
Governor Kildadi Bukar dismisses allegations that the situation is out of the control of administrative authorities.
Il ne faut pas le dire, ça a été toujours sous contrôle. Le ministre, à preuve, il est venu féliciter les autorités administratives, les forces de maintien de l'ordre pour le travail déjà abattu.
In the West region, administrative authorities are battling with the spillover of the Anglophone crisis hitting neighboring Northwest region.
Nous sommes en train de tout faire avec les forces de maintien de l'ordre.
Governor Awafonka Augustine, his collaborators, and the National Armed Forces are taking measures to stop incursions in some localities close to the border with the Northwest region. The East region is threatened by attacks by highway robbers and the rising number of refugees, notably from the Central African Republic.
La première concerne la sécurité. La plupart des attaques de coupeurs de route.
According to Governor Grégoire Vongo, the attackers could be allegedly coming from the refugee camps.
Le deuxième problème, c'est la baisse du volume d'aide des donateurs.
Added to this, the volume of aid from the World Food Programme and the United Nations High Commission for Refugees has reduced. And the population of Maru are pleading on government to send more troops to the far north region of the country. Inhabitants of some villages, including Mora, Kolofata, and Mosogo, say they are still facing attacks from captured Boko Haram fighters in bushes and on mountain tops. Innocent Azi has more.
These are men, women and children being rehabilitated in rehabilitation centers in Mozogo, Mora, Kolofata and other localities in Marwa, far north region of Cameroon, sharing boundary with the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They were saved from the barbaric Islamic group Boko Haram. They had served for several years by Cameroon's defense forces. Some of them, mostly the young, had managed to escape from the rehabilitation centers to hide in bushes and mountain tops to become nuisance to the communities. According to these inhabitants of Ganze in Kolofata, the escaped ex-Boko Haram combatants returned in villages, stealing valuable materials, including grains and other farm produce, as they have nothing to eat in the bushes and on mountains. Recently, they made away with 100 cattle and people's properties. Victims only have this miserable look to put on and have their jaws supported with hands. Some of them complain of insufficient security disposition put in place, especially in villages mostly stormed like Yigwa, Sheripori, Beya, to mention but these. Though the young invaders are being neutralized by the combat-ready defense forces, the population pleads on the commander of the National Defense Forces, Paul Biya, to send more troops for their maximum protection.
And the actions of the municipal police in some towns in Cameroon, notably the two major cities, the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, and the economic capital, Douala, has left many asking questions on the role of the municipal police, what the law says about the municipal police, and the limits of the elements of the municipal police. Many of them have been involved in some deadly and destructive incidents of recent in Yaoundé and in Douala. We come back to the different incidents that have led to the loss of life and destruction of properties in Yaoundé and Douala involving elements of the municipal police with Smanji Kangebre.
Since the end of 2018, the municipal police in some major cities of Cameroon have been falling short of the activities assigned to them. Their numerous scandal is steadily making them unpopular, as in several occasions they have had clashes with roadside vendors and commercial motorbike riders. The first scandal was in 2018 at Bonasama, a neighborhood in Douala 4 municipality, that caused the death of 5 persons, notably commercial bike riders. Witness accounts said it was the municipal police that was at the origin of the accident, as they violently stopped a bike rider for not paying his tax. Months later at the Mbopi market, it was another confrontation between the traders and the municipal police, who came to interrupt a meeting organized by Alice Magaju, then president of the Traders Association. February 8, 2019, it was the turn of the traders of the Yaoundé Central Market to clash with the municipal police after the latter seized the items of one of theirs and arrested one trader. Few days after, precisely on February 13, at Eligejua, Yaoundé, a road control orchestrated by the municipal police was transformed into a deadly confrontation that saw a car and a commercial motorcycle set ablaze. In reaction to this, the senior divisional officer from Fundi banned the activities of a municipal police in his area of jurisdiction. But February 14 in Douala, another scandal was witnessed at Rond-Point Deido. A lorry transporting wood that witnessed a technical fault and was wrongly parked along the road caught the attention of the municipal police. In the attempt to carry the said vehicle to the municipal garage for blocking the road unlawfully, the intervention vehicle gave up, causing the destruction of several cars and motorcycles. The said municipal police escaped into thin air. Apart from the visible scandals that have been created this far by the municipal police, the municipal police has also been involved in several acts that many believe they are now chewing more than they can swallow.
Coming up, we take a look at efforts by the Cameroon government to enhance the supply of electricity in several parts of the country. It should be noted that more than 50 years down memory lane after independence, many parts of the Republic of Cameroon, from the big cities to the hinterlands, are suffering from electric energy crisis due to inadequate supply or no supply at all in some parts of the country. And a dam, a hydroelectric dam that was under construction but later abandoned in the Adamawa region of the country will soon the works will soon resume, and it was abandoned because of financial constraints. And after the visit to the area of the Ministers of Labor and Social Security and Energy and Water Resources, the authorities are promising that the financial constraints will be resolved for work to resume as soon as possible on the construction side of that hydroelectric dam in the Adamawa region of the country. Immaculate Fogwe has more.
Of Cameroon's very significant endowment in natural electrical energy resources, several parts of Cameroon, ranging from big cities to the hinterland, are suffering from constant power failure. Some projects like the Bini Awaradi Dam, which is under construction, contended to solve the problem, are delayed by financial constraints. The Chinese enterprise, which is in charge of paying the salaries of workers, find it very difficult to do so, as the government is unable to effectively finance the project.
I'm excavator operator. I've been with these people for 5 years today. The government is not giving money to the finance, so everybody is not happy. Yeah. Some of my friends, they gave them a leave that they should go and wait. When the government will give money for the project, that's when they're going to come back.
These other workers says,
on a signé le contrat de 2 ans. Bon, je n'ai pas volé.
We have signed a contract for 2 years. I have not stolen anything, nor have I disrespected any hierarchy, but they want to remove me. In a bid of enhancing the project, the Minister of Water and Energy, Gaston Elundo Isomba, alongside the Minister of Labour and Social Security, Gregoire Ewona, visited the hydroelectric dam in Bini Awaradi, found in Gaundary. During their visit, they assured the workers that the project will continue.
Les employés, vous vous dites, le projet ne s'est pas arrêté.
I want to assure workers and employers that the project will not be halted. From today, the sum of 9 billion francs CFA has been deposited in the assurance account, while the sum of 4.7 billion is still awaiting, and the last installment is just a problem of days. Once resources are made available, which I know is what the Chinese company is waiting for, the 34 billion will permit the enterprise to recover the first 20 billion it spent to begin the project.
De couvrir ces premiers 20 milliards qu'il a eu à préfinancer.
The Chinese enterprise spokesperson made it clear that they have put a lot of effort in the realization of the project and that quitting is not an option for them.
C'est-à-dire on a déjà mis beaucoup de choses, même personnes et équipements ici, donc on ne peut pas abandonner, on va continuer.
With a capacity of 75 megawatts, the Bini Awaradi Dam is highly awaited by the population of this area.
And that's it for this edition of the News. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us. To have a nice weekend in the company of our programs. Good night.